Hey, so I recently played a really cool match at TF2 in which our team didn't kick a bot. And you might think, why would you say that's a really cool match of TF2? And normally I'd agree with you because bots suck and they kind of ruin the game. And normally I'm the first one to try to induce a vote, and I'd be mad if people didn't kick them. Like, heck, right after that game, I was trying to kick bots and prevent innocent people from being kicked. Although we were doing that, at least, in the game I'm talking about as well. We weren't letting innocent people get kicked. But in this case, the enemy team was not just an innocent enemy team. They weren't just minding their own business, trying to have fun. I mean, we're just being such jerks who just wanted to win at all costs. No, the enemy team was one of those spawn camping teams where everyone on it just seems to get some sick enjoyment out of rubbing it in the enemy's faces, being the big kids on the playground, bullying the little kids, just ruining any enjoyment there is to be had, and playing well beyond trying to win and just going in and trying to be complete assholes to stroke their own ego. You know the teams I'm talking about. They suck. They ruin the game. And the last thing that I personally want to deal with after a day where I've just been dealing with other people, work, whatever it is, I'm not working out, but point is, the last thing I want to deal with in a situation like that is to come on a game where I'm supposed to do stress and have a bunch of people act like that. You know, they're awful people. And what really gets me is a lot of the times they don't face consequences for it because everyone else around them is just as awful. So it was quite refreshing to see our team just say, you know what, you guys gonna spawn camp us? Fuck you, we're not kicking the bot. Quit spawn camping and then we'll do it. Someone else did say that. They're like, stop spawn camping us. It's because again, I guarantee this team is not gonna reward us by, saying, okay, fine, we'll be decent people, just get rid of the bot. Okay, fine. If you're gonna do that, I'm all for getting rid of the bot. But you're not gonna do that. You're just gonna go right back to your horrible spawn camping ways, griefing the game basically to stroke your own ego. Why should we do favors for people like that? I find it amusing. Like, we tell you to stop spawn camping, and you're just like, well, there's nothing wrong with spawn camping. It's a skill issue. But then the moment someone tries to play the Uno reverse card and say, okay, fine, you want to be assholes? We can be assholes too. You insist on spawn camping? We just won't kick our bot. How do you like that? Suddenly, we're the bad guys. If you don't care about the moral implications, yeah, so you care so much about morality. That's why you continue to spawn camp when it's just a dick move and you're not playing to win, you're just rubbing it in at that point. Yeah, you really care so much about morality, don't you? These are real excuses that people said. Another person said cope. I always love when people say cope. It just kind of says everything it needs to about a person in one word. Like, how awful you don't care about other people and it's their fault for being offended with what you do. It just says everything it needs to about a person. And then there was another person who said, like, kill yourself. They didn't even say KYS. They just typed out kill yourself. It's like, these are some really nice people. And these are really going to motivate us to want to change our minds, right? Not, we're sorry we spawn game. No. Oh, well, if we're going to throw a tantrum if we don't get our way. I really don't think that that's going to motivate us to change our mind. And I don't think we're acting out of line. We're just showing you that actions have consequences. And at the end of the day, kicking bots is a favor. It's one that I would gladly do in most circumstances. But if the other team's going to be a bunch of jerks who just basically go so far as to chronically spawn camp, why would I do that favor for them? They're clearly not doing us any favors. They clearly don't care about us. Why should we do them favors? I think that they need to learn that actions have consequences. And sometimes people aren't going to like their incredibly self-centered behavior and are going to push back. And if that means that they don't kick a bot, so be it. Maybe if you didn't, as I said in the chat, you want to be assholes, we can be assholes too. And if you have a problem with it, then stop being an asshole in the first place, or get rid of the people who are being assholes. Again, most of the team was assholes. There was one guy who was actually pretty cool. He was just chilling by spawn and doing a taunt, which is fine. But most of them were complete assholes. And I just find it amusing that they try to invoke the morality argument when it's like, you guys don't care. And they try to act like we're being such bad people, but then they turn around and act like spawn camping is, somehow okay. And there's nothing wrong with it, and it's just your fault for not being good enough. I always love when people try to play that mental gymnastics crap. So, yeah, that was We ended up losing the game, but it was refreshing to see other people who actually saw how things need to go in this situation. People need to fight back against teams like that. Spawn camping sucks. People who do it suck. And if they're going to be just getting off with this with no consequences, nothing's going to change. And it isn't, and yeah, I know it's like, what is just a game? Who cares? Okay, fine. But the problem is that mentality extends elsewhere. People bullying other people. No one does anything. And the people get off without consequences. There's so many times in my life where others have just been assholes to me and they've never received consequences because others around me refuse to stick up for what's right, or even worse, were just as bad as they were and joined in. And needless to say, I'm going to take a victory wherever I can get it. And hopefully, at least one of those people in that match will think twice about being spawn camping jerks when it's clear that it's a mismatch anyway and they're going to win. Maybe not, if not because they realize the moral implications of it, which is probably above their pay grade, because maybe they realize it isn't so much fun for them either, and they want to have fun because they're self-centered. So maybe they'll just stop doing that because it's not so much fun when the other team keeps a bot and kind of says, okay, you want to give us the middle finger, we're going to give it to you too. You ain't going to have fun either. Okay, just a thought, and more like this, please. Stand up against spawn campers.